Today's gathering was supposed to be a rally asking for the release of a surveillance video and a grand jury probe, but things quickly got out of hand when a group supporting the police officer disrupted that gathering. Bill Spencer was there, and he joins us now live from Texas City with the story. Bill.
Philip and Sian, we now know for the very first time the name of the officer who shot Carlton Wayne Smith. His name is Officer Christopher Ham. This whole shooting is under investigation, but tonight, right here at the police department, tempers flashed over as community activist Juan LX called a press conference, and supporters of the police showed up at the same place, the same time. Just 2 days after 20-year-old Carlton Wayne Smith was shot and killed by Texas City police, tempers boiled red hot Sunday night right on the front steps of the police department. On one side, you had the dead man's family and friends, represented by community activist Juan LX, who had called a press conference.
We want the actual footage from the nightclub released to the public.
They say they simply want justice for Carlton. They want to see the surveillance tape that could show exactly how the police shooting played out.
No, I did not see the video.
On the other side, you had the people who say they came here to stand up for the Texas City Police Department, for doing their duty and protecting the public.
Show support for our local law enforcement officers, and these are guys who put their lives on the line.
Furious debate over the death of a young man. Passion and anger on both sides, but almost all agreed this is not about race.
It's not a color thing, it's not.
Even Carlton Smith's older brother, who said this is not about white versus black, it's about finding the truth.
So I feel like the racism thing, the racism card should go out the window, because I feel like if a white man got killed that night at the club, we'll be out here protesting for them too.
Now, both Carlton Wayne Smith's mother and father were at this press conference tonight. Both of them left shortly after this confrontational arguing began. They have said they do not want any violence associated with their son's death. Also, interestingly enough, the police during this whole thing never intervened in any of what happened here tonight. Reporting live in Texas City, Bill Spencer, KPRC, Local 2.
All right, thank you, Bill.
Hotel family. This your brother King, Caldoon, and Pooh, and Harriet, formerly known as King Caldoon Anubis and Harriet, but I chose to change the Anubis to Ampu. And you know, with that being said, I wanna now say, you know, rest in peace, R.I.P. to the martyr Carlton Smith. And they wonder why the Nation of Liberation could come out and say martyr, and they wonder why the Nation of Liberation could come out and say assassination, when it's all of the talk about there isn't enough evidence, we don't know what happened. Some testimonies say that he allegedly had a weapon, and some testimony says that he was allegedly firing into a group of people when the officer gunned him down. But I want to make one point clear. The Nation of Liberation and its founders and its supporters, we have been saying for a long time now, since before this Carlton Smith incident took place, before this Carlton Smith killing took place, we have been saying for a long time now that war has been waged on Black America. And so anyone who falls victim in the onslaught of this war that's been systematically carried out by police officers around this nation, that brother or sister, that individual is indeed a martyr. You understand what I'm saying? That brother, that individual is indeed due the highest level of respect, because I surmise that no matter what that brother had been doing, himself personally may not have been the one to be gunned down viciously, but we have been warning you that the state of the Texas City Police Department, the Lamarck Police Department, and these agencies inside of Galveston County have been getting extremely too heavy-handed, and we have been warning the community for years now that this was brewing and that this was coming. So again, I want to send my condolences out to the family of the brother Carlton Smith, because he was the one who actually ended up taking the bullet. But that bullet was coming for someone, because they are systematically doing it all over the nation. Now, a lot of you have subsequently, in the aftermath of this police shooting, this police killing of a young man here in Tech City, Texas, y'all seen on the news where Quanell X was contacted by the family of Carlton Smith and asked to come to Texas City and conduct a rally in front of the Texas City police station and peacefully request and demand that the video footage be released. Not only so that we can have visual confirmation of what happened that night, but also for closure for the mother. I can understand the mother wanting to know what happened to her child, wanting to know what happened to her son. I want y'all to remember, the first initial story from the police was that the individual Carlton Smith was allegedly shooting at the police officer. Then the story changed to he was allegedly shooting in the crowd. And when the officer pulled up, the officer told him drop his weapon. And then the story was that Carlton Smith pointed his weapon at the police officer. But then there were talks that he had got shot in the back. Then you have an autopsy report that they say that they released, stating that he was shot 5 times and where he was actually shot. But what I'm saying is, the story is up in the air on what actually happened. So the family brought Quanell X down here in an attempt to get enough, spotlight shined on this thing. So in which the family and the community could get a glimpse at this video footage so we can know exactly what we're dealing with. Because the state of this country right now, no one trusts the police anymore. And I know a lot of y'all want to say, well, why do you call the police when somebody's breaking into your home? Why do you call the police when somebody is getting robbed? Why do you call the police if your grandmother is getting raped? Man, look, all this is smoke and fucking mirrors, right? Because every individual that is employed in a particular field, they have a very specific job to do. If you were to go to a fast food restaurant and order a burger, if you were to go to a fast food restaurant and order a burger, you would expect that burger to be made to the specifications that you requested that burger to be made. So I asked, using some common sense and logic, what would you do if somebody put a razor blade in your burger? Would you try to sue? Would you complain? And what if you cut your mouth or your child cut their mouth on the razor blade placed inside of the burger? Would you hold those employees accountable? And if you would hold those employees accountable, after holding those employees accountable, would you never again go to a fucking fast food restaurant? Hell no. The next time you are doing business with the fast food restaurant, you would expect again the employees to do the job the way that they are being paid to do the job. Hell no, we won't stop calling on the police if a motherfucker getting robbed, beat, murdered, and maimed. Do your goddamn job. You do your goddamn job, and when you fuck up doing your goddamn job, you will be held accountable. This is about accountability. People that's not from Texas City, you can say whatever you want to say about what you're seeing on the news. You can talk all the mad shit you want to talk about what you seen on the news. But if you go on to the NationOfLiberation Tv, the Chosen Few channel, we have plenty of videos up. But we have been calling for accountability of this police force for years now. Do not think for one instant, that after this Carlton Smith thing, after it blows over, that things will go back to, normal business as usual, the way everybody have faith in the police. Hell no. Shit no.